Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to Black Arrow Gaming. I am Bob, and we're back for three more Age of Wonders 3 episodes this weekend. Should be a normal set of episodes, and I'm going to jump right into the comments here and get started with feedback from Blurry Inner Vision. I think it's going to be the first one this week. Said that I should put Spiritual Freedom on all the Archon cities I have encased of gifted units. Now, there's actually two Archon vassal cities that I have, and I think that's an excellent idea. If they give me gifted units, I don't want those units to be dedicated to evil. They actually like me enough that it's possible they could give me some units, so I'm going to go ahead and prepare for that in advance. I think that's a good call. I'm going to cast spell Spiritual Freedom. Now, here's one thing that I want to keep track on. So it says that the city is minus 300 for being pure evil. I'm low. They're mad at me for that. But I've given them enough other reasons to like me that they're all right. So I'm going to cast spell and then spiritual freedom. It said all units produced in the city, and all units summoned in that city's borders get dedicated to good. Now I don't think it actually changes the city's morale itself, but I just kind of wanted to do this on camera as sort of a test. And no, they are still pure evil, but any units produced in that city will be pure good. So one thing that I'm really hoping to get my hands on is a Wraith King. That would pair very nicely with my Sorcerer stun bonus for support units. I'm going to do the same thing here. I just think that would be a really nice unit to have. So I'm going to go ahead and get both those cities ready just in case that happens. I probably would want spiritual freedom on them anyway if I was to ever incorporate them into my empire. I actually have a third one here, so we're going to go ahead and do it one more time before I forget. That's going to blow through most of the remaining casting points I have for the rest of this turn, but there is something else I do need to use it for. Another Sarah Feingold pointed out that spiritual freedom could go back on Lyrian, my elf city here. I'm actually going to delay that for a turn, mostly because I'm not planning on summoning anything here yet. So actually, you know what? I'm going to edit that comment so that I know to come back to this one later. But yeah, Sarah, good reminder for that city there. Sarah also mentioned that the angel near the Naga can go east if needed. Because I was talking about wanting to give these guys an archangel to help them with healing and just generally clearing structures. They actually have a lot of structure clearing to do back here. All these, there's stuff by the elves, there's stuff in this city that I just have never gotten to yet. So yes, I think that's a good idea. I will be sending the angel east to help them with that, and I think I can get it about this far, so that's where we're going there. That was from Sarah Feingold and seconded by Impregnable. Also, Sarah asked whether it was worth upgrading Hasidi now, whether it could be vulnerable. I am going to say Hasidi is this city out here. It's the one that I took over from the Tigrants first that I was planning as using as kind of a base of operations, which I immediately started upgrading towards Grand Palaces. I personally think that I will be fine out here, largely because I do have some defenders stationed in there, and although it's not much, I've got another big attacking force that's going to push down this way and cause one heck of a distraction in this area. So I really doubt they're going to hit this with a big group of units if there's a massive army causing trouble elsewhere. And then, of course, to the east, I've got distractions coming in the form of these armies. The Dreadnought could possibly send something my way. I think maybe he's the one who's most likely to, because there's that road there that goes from some of his vassal cities. But again, these are mostly vassal cities over here. I haven't seen a lot of units that are actually his units, so I think I'll be okay. And in a pinch, I can summon things if needed. So I think I'm going to keep upgrading Hasidi for now, but I thought that was a good question, worth at least talking about in the comments. So the next thing that I want to talk about is from Paul Krause and insert username, who both mentioned that glyphs of warding on the new Northeast Draconian city could be helpful for these guys out here. I agree. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that now since that confers some immediate benefits. And I know I'm just burning through all my casting points here, but I want to do this now because I don't want to forget to do it later. And also I'm going to end up doing it anyway. So glyphs of warding is... where is that? There it is. I'm going to go ahead and put that down right there. That will help these guys maybe they can clear some stuff out without having to wait for the Archangel to show up. So that's taken care of. Let's talk about from Impregnable. Give Zari the phase item and send the necromancer orb to the necromancer. So Zari is up here, and I used to have this this item I was keeping with her, this necromantic aura with heal undead. That necromantic aura is nice, but it doesn't do Zari that much good being off by herself. The phase item Impregnable suggested would be actually more useful for her, which I believe is currently held by the... where did I put my Draconian Sorcerer? He's here, I think? Yeah, there he is. He's currently holding this phase item, which actually would probably be better for Zari. The thing is, he can get Necromantic Aura anyway, but the idea was to give that item to him and swap it in and out. I'm not really entirely sure how I feel about this, because I almost would just as soon let him get Necromantic Aura normally, because I believe he gets it from leveling up. While it is true that could save me some points, I'm doubtful about my ability to remember to swap in and out items, which is something I need to talk about with a different hero here in a minute. Let's see. I knew eventually I was going to sneeze on camera, but I think I caught it on the mute there. I'm probably going to forget to edit that out. I apologize, but if I do remember, I will cut that. So, phase. So this goes to... I think I am going to send this to Zari anyways. Oh, crap. There's always two. And it's gone. Just like that. Weird. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and send this to Zari anyway, so... Whoops. Because I think the idea is this could pair well with her Divine Vengeance. So that goes to Zari. And I'm going to let him keep the shock protection and the slip away item just for now. It's going to take some time for that item to reach Zari. So... make sure I got my where it needs to be. Where is Zari? Why am I losing all my heroes? They're all lost. Zari was going to burrow through a wall somewhere. I remember that. Sorry, it's been 2 weeks since I played. That's her right here. So she's got that item on the way. I'm going to let her keep this just for now because, well, I don't know. Because I sort of like the idea of Zari being able to have an undead tagging along with her and that she could heal, but I don't know what use I would ever get out of that, so I guess I will probably have her swap for the phase item. So yeah, we'll send that to the Necro. I don't see Zari dealing with any undead in the immediate future, so yeah, we'll send that back. Courier, yeah, let's do that. Wait, am I sending the right item? I feel like I clicked on the wrong thing. Definitely don't want to send the kitty collar to the Necromancer. He would know what to do with that. So yeah, we'll send that off now and just have them swap those items. And put that one in there. She'll just be without an item, but that's okay. It's less undead for her to have to manage, and then their army can just focus on cruising through, doing what they do best. I actually, oh man, you know what? I am sort of regretting doing that a little bit, just because I'm going up against the Necromancer. That's kind of who Zari's going after, and there may have been other units, although I think that Halfling Necromancer is dedicated to neutral or evil, one of those two. Trying to remember what I gave to Frodo. I think we can look. Frodo is... yeah, he's dedicated to neutral, so there's a good chance his units would be neutral anyway. That's... alright, that's okay. I probably would end up just killing them anyway. Okay, Zari can't move anymore on this turn. Is there anything else I need to talk about before going to the next turn? So, I don't know why I didn't... oh yeah, it's written down here from Impregnable. Another item I've been forgetting to switch in and out. The Bringer of Goodwill boots on my leader. Now, here's the thing. There's actually... I think I'm probably going to end up selling these boots because I'm relying so heavily on summons. The boots aren't really doing me much good. I thought that the boots actually reduced the mana upkeep cost of summons, but according to the wiki, it said something along the lines of like units summoned with strategic spells don't count. And from what I can tell, if I take these off, if you watch the mana up here, mana upkeep per turn 1,515. If I take those off, it doesn't change at all. So they're apparently not doing me any good. Also, with her going into an area where there are some Dreadnought units, going from 60% fire protection to 100 is a lot more useful, and adding that extra defense on there, far better for her to be wearing those. I think I'm probably going to sell this. Yeah. I'm just going to get rid of those and free up some inventory space. I never remember to swap those in and out. I should, but I never do. Also, she's got that stone dwarf guard. Who was I going to send that to? I think that was going to go to... I think I was planning to give that to the druid, but the druid's stuff's all full. That's probably why I'm hanging on to it for now, so yeah. Can this army move? No, they're more or less out of movement, so we're going to check them off. Bringer of Goodwill. And then the last thing that I need to go over before the in-between turn comments is from Impregnable to put the City of Snowfort on a race governance XP cycle. Kind of like I'm doing with, this Draconian city up here. And I'm going to be doing with another elf city in this area. Suggested go ahead and doing that with this city here right now. I think that's a good idea. I'm going to cancel these because this city is very far away from having any sort of grand palace. We're just going to go ahead and jumpstart this process a little bit by releasing them as a vassal now. It only takes 2 turns to do that, so we'll go ahead and let them be free, and then we'll reincorporate them later and just farm that XP. Get rid of all those notifications for spiritual freedom. And then I think that's actually it for the comments that need to be gone over immediately. We'll go back to my armies here and see what everyone's up to next. I know the necromancer's going to be busy here pretty soon. I got to go after another haunted boneyard over there. The best way to do this is probably to go straight through, because I want to plug that area up so they can't send something through after me. Clearing this ancient ruins doesn't really matter much, but, well, I think I'm going to do that anyway. Just because if the city's borders do grow, it will at least give me, like, I don't know, 3 mana per turn. Plus, I can always sell the rewards from the treasure sites, so I should still be clearing those. So I need the best group that I can get together to go in there with. It's probably going to be... I think I'll leave the evangelist where he is, because I've got that goblin evangelist with me. I've got the king shock servant. Actually, these guys should be pretty good. Yeah, we're gonna just send this group in. They should be fine. Oh, holy crap! Speaking of things coming through the tunnel, there they all are. I might want to form up and make a triangle here. It's not too scary, but I don't know. 3 dragon, I don't know. That's kind of a lot. Alright, well, we'll just go in here, get this battle done with a very likely victory. Alright. I'm gonna move Snake front and center, all the electrical units. And you with your charge can hang out just behind. You back here. Now, of course, I've got all this mana, so why not throw down some stiffened limbs? It's not going to work on the undead dragons anyway, so may as well bother these guys a bit. Okay, their web failed, which means they get wrecked. I'm gonna do stiffen limbs again, because that's free, easy XP, and it costs literally 4 mana to do it, and it's something I need to get in the habit of doing. kind of want to use these guys to shoot. You know what I'm going to do? Let's actually move up with the snake. And do I want to go on defense here? I think I do. We'll leave the snake on defense. I'm going to move this guy around, see if I can stun that spider. There we go, I got him. Which means he can get a free hit on this. And still have plenty of movement, could get to the warg. I'm just going to move this guy here. That ogre will probably run around and try to smash him up a bit, but he's got a lot of health, he'll be okay. And the evangelist is standing by ready to heal. I'm going to leave these guys here guarding this reanimator, and these guys in the back here. Looks good. Okay, that snake took a beating, so he's actually going to get the healing. And he's all out of movement points. Let's see, I would heal this guy, but I don't really think I need to. He's doing just fine. In fact, he can get a kill, and let's see, I have a chance to stun that ogre, but it's not a great one. Why not just... Oh, I was hoping there was a cadaver right next to him. That would have been convenient. We'll just do stiffen limbs again because... Oh wait, he's already got stiffen limbs. Okay. Never mind then. In that case, I will just... He got stunned on his turn, right? Probably want to get rid of him. I could do this. Oh, he did. Not quite dead. Alright, we'll defend. Trying to just minimize the amount of health damage my army takes, more or less. Okay, the cadavers did a great job making sure that they didn't attack anything useful. Let's see. Karnac, you've got healing in there, don't you? Use that on the snake, please. Node Serpent's doing fine. This guy could use a little bit of undead healing. And can then flank. These guys could do Touch by Faith, because why not? Free XP. And the snake, I will give the final hit. Alright, now I got this useless little guy here. Most likely this is all, yep, that's all getting sold. We'll take the money. And then I know I want to move these guys up here. Now, the thing is, I probably want the other evangelist kind of a bit more in the front here. I've got a lot of dragons to punch through. Boy. Find myself constantly having to reshuffle and reorganize these armies. I think that I want these two to stay in this army. We're gonna drop that guy for a second and get both evangelists up in the front because of their magical stuff, or their spirit stuff anyway. The Watcher also probably needs to be, you know, I kind of want him in there too. That's okay. You know what? I think it's actually going to be logistically easier to leave everyone kind of split up as they were. So, it's a High Elf Evangelist. That one's the Goblin. I'm going to move the Goblin back with them. I'm just going to mostly leave them set up the way they were. I think they'll be fine. I just want to make sure I have the triangle there. And then I've got this other kind of random army. Wait, not these guys. These guys are beat up. Oh, I remember them. They came up by themselves. It's this group is the other one I want in on this. This army's gotten very large. Okay, you guys go there, you go there. There we go, that's better. Slightly better army than these guys. I was thinking about where to put this Draconian city. I was originally talking about putting it in this mountain pass here, but after looking at what's around me, I actually like this spot right here. It's still in range of the happiness bonus, so the city will get that right off the bat. But there's also gold. It puts it a little closer to some gold mines. Now, I'm going to be vassling and then unvassling it a lot for a little while, but for the time being, this will be good enough. And whenever it does grow, then I will have some stuff close by that it can get. There's also that Hall of the Forefathers right there, which is handy to have. As for you guys, just chill out and protect that city for now. Once everything else is softened up in this area, they will... Oh wait, that's one turn until release. You know what, I'm going to put them there, because the next thing I want to clear is this, to get that gold income. But we gotta wait a little bit until those beetles are softened up. We're back up north with my Raven now, and I think I'm planning to take this watchtower, which gives me a nice field of vision. Another Tigran city up there with an already cleared trading post near it. That's actually probably worth splitting off an army to go take that over. The Raven actually might be able to do it with some supporting spells, but I don't have a lot of spell casting points left on this turn, so... but I've got an overwhelming number of units here, and really only need 3 full stacks as long as they're good stacks. So I think I can split off one group to go up here and grab that. It's 20 more gold per turn that I'll gladly take. And we're just going to release it as a vassal anyway, so... who do I want to go with Iggy, and who should split off to the north? That's a fine question. I think Iggy's army, I really like it the way it is. They've got really powerful units in there to protect him, and I'm just going to leave that as it is. So we know for sure he's going this way. In fact, how much movement does everybody have here? This is all fresh for this turn, okay. Iggy's going to lead the charge here and possibly go directly after that halfling city. Because once I take the borders, I could reinforce, because there's roads here, so everyone can get around that pretty easily. But Iggy's army by themselves can handle this with no trouble. So I'm going to take this city now. It says probable victory. I don't really know why it's probable. I would think it should be almost certain, but I'll do manual combat just in case. Oh, they've got the rabbit burrows. That must have been it. Alright, let's all move forward. I don't see any reason to be particularly subtle about this attack, other than the fact that this guy is always good to throw boulders at walls. Legends have fire resistance, don't they? Yeah, 40%. I thought about, you know what, that glutton's not at full health. Yeah, they're certainly picking on that poor giant. Hi, everyone. Alright, the giant needs healing. What I'm going to do, have him smash the wall, and that's not quite broken. Crap. I need that to break. That should do it. Okay, there we go. And then what I can do is quick dash him. I'm going to back Iggy off before I do this. Make sure he can't get flanked by those sphinxes. So we can quick dash the giant. It gives him some of his movement back. Then I can go put some pressure on one of the sphinxes. Or just try to eat one of them. This guy can float, so I'm going to send him right up the middle. Leave him on defense for the moment. Yeah, you know what? Giant's got a beefy amount of health and defense. We're just gonna... Hey, we got the freeze. Nice. Okay. Earth Elemental's good. Glutton's good. Everyone is good. Alright. Oh no, he's getting eaten by rabbits. Hey, you can only get lucky for so long. That Earth Elemental will outlast you. Alright, I don't like these guys being back here. I also don't like this guy being right there. Get out of my way. Ah, you guys and your lucky crap. Alright, I'm gonna buff the glutton's health a bit. And these guys are annoying me, so I'm going to come back here and flank. The glutton will follow that guy up as soon as he can. Actually, I could taunt. Huh, that might be fun. Oh. That must have been why this was a probable victory. Because I'm glad I did this manual, because if the computer running this guy against those sphinxes would have probably just like let my ice giant get melted. Okay, well, get out of my way, please. Like I said, you can only get lucky for so long. I tried to seduce my giant, it did not work. Get out of my way, he's been trying to get up onto these ramparts for a while now. You're only delaying the inevitable. Alright, I got no more healing for that guy. Let's see, Iggy's got backstab ×2, doesn't he? Where is that listed? Yeah, oh no, he's got backstab ×3. Well, this should be fun. I'm gonna sprint. 1, 2, 3 to get a charge bonus. Oh my gosh. Man, he does a lot of damage. Alright, oh, that's nice big borders on that city. I like that. And all the structures are already cleared. Beautiful. That'll be a nice vassal city. We're gonna go ahead and release them, as I plan to do with pretty much probably all the cities from about this line east, or west, sorry. I think about roughly this point in the map to the west all be vassals. I'll probably absorb everything back here. So yeah, cool. There's no enemies in sight, Although I know this is a city Mogwai owns. I probably want to do something about that. I was not expecting this massive mountain range to be in the way. So that could change how I approach things. In fact, this whole army might kind of go off their own way here. Alright, I need to decide who goes where, because I do want some units to go up and deal with this, but it's not going to take very many of them. I think just a couple, actually just maybe an Ice Queen or two would be enough. So let's take one of these. We can park on... Actually, yeah, we could just park on that tower. I think I want the Glutton to stay near Iggy's group, more powerful. How many do I have here total? I have 16, I have 20. So, could split off another 2 to have 3 stacks of 6. That seems about right. We got Ice Queens. Could probably use something that's a summon and then an apprentice to go along with them. Maybe one of these guys. And then one apprentice to follow up. We got the halfling and the dwarf. I will send the halfling along with them. Alright, and then the 3 of them should be able to handle that without any trouble. And the raven can kind of keep going. Oh, there is enemy territory over ahead. I'm gonna try to... That's Ganon over there. I could grab that tower from him and try to see what he's got. Maybe I'm gonna want to split some units off to go up as well. Or maybe Iggy could do that. He doesn't really have to turn around far and could follow the road around. It's more of a question of what do I expect to run into and how much backup might he need. I'm beginning to think this is going to actually end up being 3 armies, possibly, because I have so many units here. Alright, we'll split them up like this. Iggy's going to get another full stack. I want the Glutton and you guys to be in your own stack going down this way, as well as one of the bears. The other bear can go with Iggy's stack, as well as probably all of those guys. I want this guy and that guy with that mage healer. They'll go with Iggy along with the Node Serpent, an Ice Queen, and maybe one of the bears. And we'll probably give them, we'll give them a full 3 stack. They've got a few units up there, so I should probably keep them into account. They've already got 3, so we'll give them 3 more. How about the the White Witch, the Ogre, and I think I may leave the Knight down here. Maybe another one of these guys. That looks good. They can all join up together, and then these 3 stacks I think will probably go up north. For the time being, I don't think there's any reason that I need to leave them alone. So I'll just send this group up to join them now. And then these 3 will kind of all stick together, I guess. In fact, I could throw them up there. And then everybody else here can go down. It's not as big of a group, but I think it might be big enough to deal with this city if it's just a Mogwai vassal. So they can at least scout it out, and I can probably bring this army over to help, which I think I'm going to do. I thought I had an overabundance of units in this area, but given all the different directions they need to split off in, I actually think this is pretty good. I'll leave behind one of those Ice Queens in a stack by herself so I can move the fairy in with them. That spider can come there, and then kind of go like... How far can you guys move? You can get to there. Alright, we'll go sort of like this. It's a bit sloppy because I don't really know where anything is, but I've got big armies kind of all over the place, and I'm going to bring some pressure here. So hopefully this will be enough to keep them occupied and keep Hasidi safe. Although now it is very vulnerable for an attack from this direction, and I'm beginning to regret that a little bit. Hasidi kind of needs, need that spell, spiritual freedom. I don't know how I feel about leaving them open like that. I guess if something shows up on this turn, I could get back, but I feel a little vulnerable leaving them unattended to like that. Honestly, I would almost like the Raven to come back and watch this road, but no. If anything, I should get a Wisp to do that for some advanced warning. In fact, I think I'm going to do that now, because a Wisp would be very cheap. It's only 20. I could get that on this turn. I could then have it grab the... I don't know if it can reach the hasteberries, actually. The mountains are in the way. No, I think what I'll do is I will cast Spiritual Freedom and maybe summon some more tier 4s there. In fact, I'm going to start casting Spiritual Freedom now, or else I'm going to forget, because I need that on a couple cities. Alright, where was this guy going? I always forget what I was doing with my builders. I know what these guys are doing. Wait, abort that. Just send in somebody fast. Very likely victory. I'm going to probably have to manual this one if I don't want to lose any of these guys. This is another stack that I think could benefit quite a bit from having just a single Archangel around. Alright, if I could stun the human halberdier, that pretty much opens things up for the charger. And I did. Alright, in that case, you guys have yourselves a blast. And... is this guy a civic guard? Okay, just trying to sneak around the side. That's not going to work. Let's go ahead and try to stun them. No luck on that one. We'll go for them and finish them off. The Mammoth Rider can go introduce himself to the Civic Guard. That's fine. He might try to kill... Nope, the Mammoth Rider's still got too much health. The guy is chunky. I'm going to just do that. Okay, move around here. Oh, I can't quite get an angle on him. That's okay. Works on Tigran units, but that's a Goblin Apprentice. Unfortunately, you can't use it on yourself. It'd be really handy if you could, but you can't. Alright, fine. He'll probably move one space away and shoot. Yep. Okay. And you may as well transform just for the sake of getting 1 HP back. I don't know if Phase gives me XP for using it, but why not? Actually, I probably could have checked. And we'll give the... You know what? I want this kill to go to this guy. He needs killing momentum. I rely on that pretty heavily with these flyers. Alright, that extends my line of sight a little bit further. Now, these guys are kind of close to the armies that I have down here. And I think what I want to do with these guys, there's still structures in the territory of some of these vassals that I have not cleared yet. Especially things like this trading post there. That would be very nice to have. this city, once I get spiritual freedom back on it, I'm planning to summon an archangel here to join these armies. They may end up meeting up with these guys and kind of helping to just secure this whole area of the map, along with the army that I've got over here. The army here is going to be kind of working down here, whereas the armies I have in this area are going to sort of move up and maybe clean up the leftovers once the Necro and all the Dreadnought's vassals have been taken care of. As for this guy, I keep repeatedly forgetting where I was planning to send my builders. He was probably going towards a cave entrance somewhere, I imagine. Maybe I was trying to get him underground. Or he was just tagging along until he was needed. There is a cave entrance over here. Does that get me anywhere useful? Gets me down underground near an eldritch pit, which is something that needs to be cleared. Where are you? Oh yeah, he was just a random scout. I'll let these guys catch up to him. I might use him to clear that eldritch pit. Are you guys not... Why would you not just go over the lava? It would be faster. Alright, back up. Oh wait, no. I was getting him here so that he could... Yeah, he's got 27 movement. The idea with him was to get him on the... on that tile there, so we're letting him sit for this turn. I'm sure there's something useful this guy could do if he gets underground in that area, so that's probably where I'll send him. I don't see much use for him up here. Maybe there's a couple bridges I could build. I don't really know. A new fort somewhere, but I think I've got enough cities in this area. I'm just gonna make it for that, but I can't go down there yet because the Eldritch Pit would be too dangerous. Okay, here's the plan. We get the haste berries with these guys. And fire protection's nice, but it doesn't really help them much right now. Honestly, I kind of need poison protection to help clear this. You know what? For now, they'll come back down and join him. There's another small tower I can take here. It's got some halflings in it, though. I'll probably wait a turn, since they gotta end their turn here anyway. I'll let them patch up a little bit, and I'll move that guy there. I think that's okay for now. With those two towers, it kind of at least gets me some view on what could be coming down from the Dreadnoughts area. So nothing sneaks around to my left and sneaks up onto these cities here without me knowing about it. Alright guys, you are good for this round. You can sit there, confirm army movement, yes, wherever you're going, I'm sure it's fine. This guy was going down by the dungeon, and we're going to leave him to it. This guy already has his orders, so yes. And that's the end of my turn. I'm already working on casting the next spell. I do need to do a quick save. Okay. And I don't think there's anything else I need to do except for possibly... I should probably have a quick look around and look at terraform opportunities. I think most of my cities are good, but maybe a couple that have grown recently that... like these guys out here. You know, the goblins could use wetlands too. Let's do a little bit of terraforming, not in turn. Alright, so we want to sow salt for the Tigrans. We want to do wetlands for the goblins. That'll hopefully slow down incoming enemies too, if any head this way. Make them a little happier with me. The Archons, I think, probably, I would presume, like barons. I don't really know for sure. You know what? Actually, it would tell me, because literally that's the only terrain they have, so... doesn't say they like it. I don't know what they like. But it doesn't. They're not getting any positive bonuses from the Baron's terrain. The Halfling City that I just took here has plenty of opportunities for me to clear terrain or change terrain. And I think the Tigran City, yeah, there's still a couple spots there. So if I go to So Salt, I can get rid of these. Whoops, the berry bushes is not wetlands. And then I can get a ton down here for the halflings, so we can fertilize land. There's actually a lot down here. So this is where I'm going to dump a lot of my excess mana on this turn. In fact, I'm going to just dump it all. There's so much here. 1978. I've still got plenty. It's also make it easier for me to move some of my units around since they don't all have the forestry abilities. I'm very used to playing as the elves, so I tend to have forests everywhere. But in this case, those are a disadvantage for most of my units' movement. I probably missed something in there, but that's fine. Still have 1,402 magic left after all that, but these halflings are going to love me for this. That's a lot of fertile plains that they are inheriting. And you know what? I think that's probably good. Excuse me. I think that's probably good. I'm not going to worry too much about it. I think we can go to the next turn because I'm not going to exceed my mana cap unless I get like 2 mana happiness events, which I suppose is possible, but for now, we'll just save it and move on. Okay, so other comments and feedback to go through. We can do that while we're cycling through to the next turn. Let's see what we've got. So some general feedback. One thing that I thought was really nice to know, I had no idea that this was the case, but Slarty Bartfist, Pounce always puts your unit at the rear flank of the unit you're attacking. I did not know that at all, but yeah. So Pounce, I've always thought, sort of put your unit, like whatever unit was doing the pouncing, I thought would go to the opposite side of the unit was attacking. But I noticed in the last set of episodes that's not what happened. As it turns out, apparently, it's not direct dependent on where you are in relation to the enemy, but it's depending on what direction the enemy unit is facing. So whatever direction it's facing, the unit that pounces will end up behind the enemy unit. So that's really good to know. Unfortunately, it means you can't really determine it yourself unless you use another unit to make the enemy unit turn and face a different direction. But that's really good to know. I have not tested this myself. I'm taking Slarty's advice on this, but it does make sense given past experience that I've had. So I think I'm going to assume that is the case for now, and roll with that. Ahmed Sultan, Degenerate makes control undead work almost all the time. I think I might have mentioned this in the last set of episodes. I can't remember for sure, so I decided I'd bring that up again. But yes, if I want to use my Necromancer's army to control undead, I could use Degenerate and make that far more likely to happen. Which actually, now that I think of it, what's going on down here with those dragons? Do they have... Because I know the dragons have... Does the Wraith King... Oh, dang, he's dedicated to evil. That's too bad. Alright. I was kind of hoping the Wraith Kings weren't dedicated to evil by default, but yeah, they are, just like the dragons, so... I was kind of thinking about trying to pick up one of them. Frodo's turn did not take long. We're back to Tomek, whose turn is taking very long, because he's got like a frickin' billion vassals to work with, plus his own presumably massive army in this area. In fact, let's swap over here and see what all this crap near the eagle does. We've got my old enemy, Ferric, who is now just a lowly hero in this army. It looks like they're embarking to go south across the water, which doesn't really affect me at all. So yeah, he's welcome to go off on his own there if he wants to. What else do we have? From Sarah Feingold, I talked about putting spiritual freedom back on Lyrian. And I think I can skip those because I've already talked about that. From insert username, general question, does Invigorate work on Tigran heroes? If it does, I would assume that it does. I think it should, because that's that's the hero's race. So I think Invigorate should work on them, but I don't know that I've ever tried that before. If it does, having a Tigran support unit, whether a Mystic or an Apprentice, with Zari's army might actually be quite a bit of fun, because then I could use Zari. Can you imagine being able to like use Divine Vengeance and then get your action points back and still do something else on the same turn? And then on top of that, Zari has Vigilant, so she would go back in defense after that. That would be really good. The only problem is that I don't think Apprentices can keep up very well with Zari's army, now with all these floating flying units. Although, actually I think Apprentices do get floating at a certain rank limit, and I've got the Fairy along with them anyway, so maybe that wouldn't be so bad to send a group up to meet Zari. Do you guys get floating at rank? Yeah, you do. You do get that at elite rank. Okay. Maybe I'll send a group up there to go hang out with Zari. I already had some that I think went north, and they're currently protecting the dragons. Those guys are by themselves because they're isolated, and I don't know for sure what else is around them. These guys need to stay with the dragons for now. I'll send more apprentices up, probably through this direction anyway, and I think they'll eventually meet up with Zari, but I'm just going to send them in stacks of 6 for now. That way they can defend themselves as they're going through the caves. Another good place that, you know what? To the west. So yeah, I need to talk about Muruk's Soul. That was from Impregnable. Well, let's keep going in order before I get completely and totally distracted. A good upgrade for my rogue. This comes from Impregnable. It was insert username talking about Invigorate on the Tigran heroes, asking if that worked. From Impregnable, oh, here we go. We'll have to manual combat this. Impregnable mentioned that Smokescreen for the rogue could be very good, especially against the Dreadnought. So that's an upgrade I could get for my rogue, which would reduce the enemy's ability to hit with range attacks. I think in particular that could be very useful against the Dreadnought. Wow, guys, this is the best you could offer. There's not even a dragon in this stack. I'm sure there will be one in the next stack, though. You know what? I'm just going to sit here and let them come after me. I'm literally too lazy to even come bother attacking you. Yeah, go ahead. No, I mean, just come on in. All right. Still technically a chance to stun. Didn't work, but that's okay. A Bone Wyvern. And he's stunned. Could probably petrify the bird, but if I go after it, I can true resurrect anything that I want from this group, but would probably want to make sure it's not dedicated evil first, and I think it probably all is, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. Now I'm just going to try to petrify this thing. Oh, he resisted. Fine. Just do things the old-fashioned way. Oh, I forgot I had all this crap in the back. I'm too lazy to move that. Oh no. You hurt my snake. You know what? This seems like a good spot to go to. Oh, I was thinking there was one more unit. Okay. Oh, dang it. You know, I think I can get away from these guys. I think I can get away from these guys. Although I'll have to lead them on a bit more of a carefully orchestrated wild goose chase, I think. Because they are faster than the Lost Souls are. They are very fast, actually. From here, I should be safe. I would like to loop them around this hill here. Okay, good. They're not using their full movement to chase me down, which means that I can exploit this. That's the only safe spot. And I think I'm in the clear now. Yep. Make dang sure that I don't make a dumb mistake. Yep, this spot's safe, and then I can run from this point. Alright. No, you don't get to kill my flyer, you jerks. Is there gonna be another attack down here? Nope, not on this turn. Okay, we have made it to the next turn. And things I need to talk about. Do we want to go over this? No, I've got enough other stuff to do with my magic on this turn. We'll talk about that later. Okay, there's a few comments left, but I think they can wait until in between this turn and the next. So, got my quick save down. Item has arrived. Inventory. We've got a new longbow for this guy. There was talk about whether I should keep the longbow or the mosquito dart pipe or both. For now, I'm going to let him keep both. I don't see a whole lot of reason to change that. He got that hat too. But then he loses fearsome. I know there was a reason I sent that to him. Does anyone else need the +4 defense but lessened vision helm? Because no, Zari's got something that already works well with her build. That could go to the Draconian, I guess. Okay, I got really good items on her this turn. Okay, I've been waiting to do this for a while. So she now gets True Sight, as well as Minor Bard skills. Minor Bard skills should improve the happiness of this guy, so let's get that on. And I'm going to start transitioning her to a melee hero build now. So she's got 60 or 40% Frost Spirit and Shock. And this will boost that up to 100 for those three, and really good for everything else. I think the Holy Champion tunic can be sold. I'm getting that resurgence thing on my leader. Oh, I forgot how useful that is on her. Yeah. Okay. Mogwai's got this solid chainmail of heroes. Iggy, sorry, not Mogwai. You guys know how it is by now. Anyone else need a better helmet? I think the necromancer is probably going to receive this one. The problem with the way items work in this game is I send things and then it's like 7 episodes later that the item arrives, and then I don't remember what I was doing with it, and half the time the situation has changed and it needs to go to somebody else. But for now, I guess Karnac can have that helmet. As for this guy, I like both of these. I don't know which one I want, because with this he's got Fierce Strike, with this he's got Fearsome, like, and the Warlord has Tireless. I might use this as more of a put it on to scout and then take it back off kind of thing. It's a very good hat though. But yeah, well, I'll just kind of hang on to this. As far as his range attacks go, I want them set up something like this. I do want to keep the mosquito darts because it does something different than the longbow does. It does 5 and then it does poison damage, whereas the longbow is all physical. So, depending on what I need in a given circumstance, is kind of determines what I'm going to use. We'll set the rest of this up in roughly the order that I anticipate I might use it. And we'll put the hat over there. This guy has no melee armor yet, so... or no base chest armor. So I guess this is better than nothing. We'll send that to him. He's already got a really good shield that I like. And the druid, it has this quiver, but I'm going to start changing her over now. Does she have regrowth yet? Yes, I did get her regrowth. So it's time to start redistributing her abilities and focusing on melee. She needs a good melee weapon, though. That's something she doesn't really have. So the next time I find a good sword... Oh, you know what? This one would be good for her. Iggy's not using it. And he's not too terribly far away. Yeah, we'll send her that flaming sword that Iggy has. 3 turns to arrive, that's fine. I almost think maybe she should have tireless boots too. Oh wait, crap. She's got that wall crushing item on the way. Should have checked to see what she had coming. She's already got tireless boots on the way too. And a really good okay, yeah, that's what I get for not paying attention. It doesn't really matter a lot, because it just clogs up inventory space. I wanted to give her that shield soon, but I'm going to have to wait at least 3 turns to do that. I could maybe sell her Seeker Hood, but I kind of wanted to keep some elements of a range build around just in case I needed her to be able to do that. I sort of have 2 item sets I can swap with her now. But for the time being, we're going to have to do something more like this. So Artica is going to drop the shield. And she is going to move here. Then you have to come pick up the shield and drop something else that you don't need. For now, probably this. I'm not really using this Divine Scepter thing. Well, actually, you know what? I've got units that can dominate. I don't know that I necessarily need dominate on her. I'll probably be normally using her for something else anyway. I might be able to sell this, actually. Do I really need dominate on her, too? I guess we can keep it. We'll keep it for now. I'm going to drop this. And take the shield, and then I can swap the shield for this. And for now she's in more of a melee build, which I am fine with. I can close that, and then I'm going to let my leader... Whoops. Wait, how am I doing this? I'm doing this wrong. You know what? It's fine. Just send the item to the leader. I'm not going to mess around with sorting all that out. I'm not going to need it on this turn anyway. So now that that's taken care of, I drop her, put everything back with the leader, and start moving up on the necromancer. Okay. And now that I've got bard skills, this guy should be... It's not working. Why is that not making a difference? The unit gives the elemental... Oh crap, it doesn't affect elemental units. Ah, dang. Okay, well, never mind. I'll just have to keep using Touch by Faith. Still, though, I think this is a pretty good item, although it's not as good. I sort of wish I'd have kept the wizard hat up here, but whatever. We are where we are now, so I'm just gonna let it be. The wizard hats could still be pretty useful for that warlord, as he may need to do some scouting of his own. He's kind of off by himself. Alright guys, let's just charge straight head on at the necromancer. I see no reason to do anything else with these armies. Hopefully, now that Frodo can see this army on his borders, he starts getting a little nervous about what's going on. Inventory. I want to trade the Blight Spider for the Lifesteal one. Although, actually, in this specific circumstance, you know what? This one is still better, I think, in pretty much improve wall climbing, greater webbing touch include... The Vampire Spider is better in every way than the Dread Spider, I think. Night Vision, improve wall climbing, 40% Blight Protect, and great webbing touch. Yeah, the Vampire Spider is literally better in every way. It just has lifesteal on top of everything else. Interesting, okay. Now we have to punch through all this, and I think I can do that with these guys. It's going to be one army versus several dragons, but I think in this case I am going to have to drop out this guy and add another healer in. Alright. I can't wait around all day for you guys to slowly meander your way through the caves, so we're just gonna have to break some stuff. I probably had somebody here that could tunnel, and I could have probably gotten some more units in on this, but that's okay. Now, I'm gonna want, because the dragons have fearsome and all that crap, we're gonna want Touch by Faith on the units that are not undead to make them resist that a bit more effectively. None of the Necro spells are really any good here. Yeah. So, pretty much just need to use him to, like, maybe, you know, I could try to petrify the dragon. That would be fun. And if it doesn't work, I'll just run up and offer support with other units. But 77%. Hey, there we go. Cool. We're gonna need you for probably making a cadaver. Do you have any sort of... He's got protection from light. He's at 80% spirit protection. He's by far the least likely to end up running away from that dragon. This guy's got 20%. Fearsome's pretty unlikely to work, but I don't know if I really want to take that, how much I want to take that chance. That guy's petrified for 2 turns, but we do have 2 other dragons closing in as well. I'm going to move you up on defense, and you. Now those guys are going to take a combined decent amount of poison damage, but I'm okay with that as long as they're defending. Brain rot affected this guy. Okay, now he's pretty damaged. That guy's out of action points. So I need my healers now. And they're not going to do enough damage to that. We need to call on a little backup for this one. I already know I'm going to heal this guy, and I'm going to heal this guy. What I don't know is what I'm going to do with the reanimator. I think I should probably try to stun something. Which I can do from this spot. Okay, got a little lucky there. Let's get some heals on him. Now, this thing is going to be unpetrified on the next turn, but it won't be able to move between now and then because I petrified it on my turn. I kind of want to try to disintegrate this dragon here. Or I could sprint around and try to flank this one and possibly get a chance to stun it. I'm going to try this, actually. I can phase back here. I can sprint. Oh, wait, sprint doesn't really help me. Okay. Crap, I panicked. Alright. I don't want that Node Serpent to die, so... Cast a spell. I could try to dispel the panic. I could... Actually, I've got a couple options, interesting options here. One of which is to just... I mean, I can always True Resurrect if he dies. Disintegrate's got only a 50% chance of working, but I was thinking about using Safeguard, actually. Because then he can't move, he can't run away, he can't die. It's a nice insurance against getting panicked. But in retrospect, I think I would rather have him actually run, take some damage, the dragon will either chase him and kill him, in which case I True Resurrect, or it'll use up one of its action points hitting him while he runs away, and he'll still survive. So I actually kind of am fine with either way of how this turns out. I could... No, I can't control undead on those guys. Just trying to think if there is some way I could take one of them out of commission. I think probably just going to have to start hitting it. Unless he has something else really useful he can do. I mean, I could heal. I could heal the King Shock Serpent, which actually, that might be better than bothering to go after this guy. Yeah, I think I like that better. Alright, no matter how this goes down, I think I'm okay. Okay, he's gonna kill the Node Serpent. Oh, he didn't actually kill it. Oh, it's still running. Okay, well, good on you. He handled that a lot better than I thought he would. Okay, now we've got, well, 2 dragons to deal with. Crap. I've got Petrifying Touch ready to go again. Could probably get one of the other dragons with it. Just trying to avoid using casting points if I don't have to here. I got another chance to stun really anybody. I might actually just... You know what I'm going to do? This goblin is just going to go pick a straight up fight with that dragon. Ah, no stun for me. But I did use up all his action points. This allows me to move out and around. Try to get a Petrifying Touch on this guy. dragon in the back may go after him, but he's only got 1 action point left, so I'm not really worried about that. What I think I will do is, since you can't be affected by Fearsome, I really just need you to kill him. Then you move up here and try to get a lucky stun on this guy, and we got it. This battle's basically over, except for that this guy is going to run away, and I don't want him to. So I think I'm going to safeguard him now, actually, to prevent him from moving. He's panicked for 1 more turn, and I don't necessarily trust Dispel to work, but I know Safeguard will, so... And it's only 10 mana. That's not too bad to save on some movement. So stop running away. Alright. Now he can't do anything, but at least he didn't run away. Alright, I want to try to stun you. There we go. He's petrified for another turn. I'm going to... Let's see, should I Nourishing Meal myself or the snake? Thinking myself. Or no, probably the snake. This guy can run up and just start hitting that dragon. In fact, both evangelists can, while the snake works on this one. Or just crits it and kills it instantly. That works too. Let's go here and get my food. There it is. Give him a little bit more health. And I kind of need... Okay, they've got plenty of time. I want to heal this guy with Heal Undead from 2 different sources, actually. So I could move around here and move here. Heal Undead like this. Fetch him up a bit more. And then, let's see. I think I want him to actually continue fighting with the dragon. He's going to get beat up again. Nope, he actually just kind of murdered it. I was going to heal the snake with the other guy, but he did, that guy did much better than I thought he would. Okay, only had to use 10 casting points to get out of that without slowing myself down. And then I can bring everyone else up. So we'll drop the high elf again. And get this guy back with that group. Move these guys down. And surround and clear this camp. And then that should take care of my underground monster spawning problems that I am aware of in this central area of the map. I think this may be the last spawner holdout, unless there's something in here that I can't see yet. But for the most part... Oh wait, there is one more thing there. What is that? That is whatever is sending these guys after me, probably. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna back this guy up and have him join them. The 3 of them could handle 2 wraiths. Let's get these guys through to probably here. Oh, there's another city down here. Cool. I'll meet them on this turn, probably. This group should be fine. I think the 2 of them, for the sake of simplicity, for keeping the battle kind of simple, we'll do that. I kind of want this guy to attack, though, because there could be items there. So we'll do a very likely victory. And I will manual this because auto combat burned me pretty bad last time I played this. And actually, I probably should have ended the episode before this, but that's okay. We can wrap this one up pretty quick. I want to see what item I get under here. These guys need some healing mega bad. Let's start with you. Just get that first level healing out of the way. You can then move up to where he can get to you. any of the undead need healing. Which is extremely unusual for me. That army is not particularly well suited to be fighting a horde of undead. I don't like any of those matchups very well. Except for maybe the High Elf Evangelist versus this guy. I think I'm going to pull these guys back. Probably leaving the Evangelist up front. Pull him back and get a snipe off. They will probably go after him. Maybe I will leave... You know what? The Frost Queen's got that ice resistance. I'll leave her up there to just put some pressure on. And send the flyer up to maybe pressure this guy. So he can't get a free move or hit on somebody. Can I resurrect? Nope. Can't get the Banshee back. Alright, that looks okay. Go ahead and scream. Alright, we got a little problem. That Wraith thinks he can go pick on those guys. Ooh, nice hit. Holy crap, why were you doing fire damage? Oh, equanimity of mind. Okay, cool. This is from the Spiritual Freedom Meditate bonus. I like it. Right, move here and throw a couple volleys his way. I would still really like to heal that Node Serpent on this turn. I think I can, actually. I'll just run around and flank him. Oops. Ah, crap. Forgot you were here. I've got just the job for you. Nice Queen's out of movement. I think that what I want to do is Nourishing Meal the Wraith. But I also sort of want to try to petrify... Oh, that Wraith King has a 95% chance to be petrified? Never mind, I know what I'm doing. That makes things a little easier. Okay, with that, I can move you up, give you the Touch by Faith buff that I've been wanting to give for a while. Again, it's the living units that are having trouble getting health right now. And granted, I am pushing them kind of hard. That'll be good enough for now. The Bone Collector should go after... Okay, it wants to go after that guy, which I'm fine, because he'll passively heal faster. Do you have healing back yet? I need to know who's got healing. Okay, the Ghoul Goblin Evangelist does not. The High Elf does not. But I'm pretty sure my hero should by now. Nope, just Nourishing Meal. Alright, that's fine. I'm going to bring the snake up. And I'm going to give Nourishing Meal to the snake. This guy is still petrified for one more turn. I think... Between now and then, I should get 2, if not 3 healings back. flank him once just to soften him up a bit, but we'll leave the snake on hold for now, and hopefully I can really patch this guy up on the next turn with the knight up there, and move these guys down here just to make sure I've got enough firepower to kill him off. Also, I don't know why I left that guy out of range of doing full damage with Petrify a couple turns ago. Okay, the Petrify wears off. I meant Doomgaze, not Petrify. The Petrify wears off this turn, so he is now free to move, but I've got healing options back on probably this guy by now, I would think. Yeah, there it is. Let's patch you up. Okay, almost as good as new. Good enough, anyway. Let's do a full damage Doomgaze, that's a little better. Anybody in particular need the kill? Not really. It doesn't really matter. I'll probably just stack more. Oh, actually, I would like to give it on her, but she can't quite get over. Oh, wait. Yes, she can. She's got phase. Yeah, I want her to get inflict freezing. Okay. Keeper longbow. Shoot longbow. Arcane arrows. That's kind of cool, but I don't know that I would ever really use it. I mean, it would be maybe something useful for the warlord, but it'd take forever to get over there. I just don't know that I've ever seen that item before, so I almost want to keep it just because I'm curious what it does. I guess it'd be like the arcane arrows that the elves can get. Or that I typically get when I play the elf druid. Excuse me. And I typically don't. I find myself not using them very much, because the Vault of Knowledge with regular arrows is usually better. Although on a hero, maybe that'd be different, because you wouldn't have the Vault of Knowledge buff. I'm taking this, even though my brain is telling me you don't need this. I'm just sort of curious about it. I'll put it on you and see if Arcane Arrows does 2 and 6. It's only got a range of medium, though. That's kind of a letdown, considering it's a longbow. But it still does give shoot longbow, so I'm going to send that to the warlord. I mean, it does give him one additional ability that he wouldn't otherwise have, and who knows, maybe I'll run into something that's weak to shock. So why not? Okay, now that that's taken care of, I think this is a good spot to end this episode. I've actually gone a little bit long again, but that's okay. I'm still going to do 3 episodes today. Hope you guys are looking forward to the next 2. There was a few comments and feedback I didn't get back to yet. We'll go over that in the next episode. So aside from all that being said, thanks so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the series as we carry on into the next post-rogue phase. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time.
Special thanks to all my Patreon supporters, including Tier 3 supporters Blitz, Braden, Dawson Horner, Jimbro, Sarah Feingold, Spanglefan, Tarsak, and Tibby and Army. Thanks so much, everybody.